Just before we came on the air, prosecutors in California saying a guilty verdict in the case against former Real Housewives husband Tom Girardi today represents a, quote, remarkable fall from grace. Listen.
Mr. Girardi was no champion of justice. In fact, he was a perpetrator of injustice, victimizing his own clients when they were most vulnerable and most in need.
Remember, Girardi had been facing 4 counts of wire fraud related to embezzling money from family members of the victims of that 2018 Lion Air plane crash in Indonesia that killed 189 people. Prosecutors say he did it by illegally transferring money from big settlements way beyond just the attorney fees that were agreed to. Danny Savalos is joining me now to break it all down. And so what happens to these victims? What course can they take to get their money back?
There has to be money for them to get it back. This is one of those very rare cases where an attorney is prosecuted. And I have to tell you how egregious this is. We attorneys have to take anywhere from up to 12 hours of education credits every year. Almost half of those are some variation of don't steal from your clients. It is the one thing in the rules of ethics and professional responsibility that will get your ticket pulled, disbarred, possibly prosecuted. You can get a DUI. You could probably get away with a lot of other minor crimes, but stealing from your clients, you will be disbarred.
It was only in January that he was deemed competent to even fit trial. I'm wondering, as a defense attorney, why didn't his defense team's argument work here? That he has a diagnosis of Alzheimer's, they said, and that he couldn't remember certain things. Yeah,
there's a difference between a defense like insanity and something like competency. Okay. Competency is only about your ability to stand trial, and specifically your ability to help your attorney in your defense. And when you raise competency, the state will move heaven and earth to find an expert to examine you and say, you are competent. Insanity or a related defense is more about excusing the crime itself. You're saying that, yes, these actions were committed, and that's the risk. You want to claim insanity, you have to concede all the bad facts. Yes, I shot the sheriff, but I did it at a time that I was insane or not responsible. So it is a very risky proposition. And ever since the 70s, insanity defenses, or I should say the 80s, Reagan assassination, the insanity defense has been rarely successful. So both of those, competency, insanity, rarely going to get you out of a criminal bind.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.